This video is about she had no money for food and the heiress made him a director. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. Asterisk asterisk, she had no money for food and the heiress made him a director. Part 1 asterisk asterisk. In a quaint town nestled between rolling hills, life moved at a slower pace, filled with the whispers of the wind through the trees and laughter echoing from small cafes. Among its residents was a young woman named Clara who carried the weight of the world on her shoulders. Clara worked 2 jobs, a waitress at the local diner and a cashier at the grocery store. Each day, she woke before dawn, her heart heavy with worry over her dwindling savings. The truth was Clara had little more than coins in her pocket. Her mother had fallen ill, and the medical bills piled up like mountains, threatening to bury her beneath their weight. Clara called Mrs. Thompson, her boss at the diner. "We re short-staffed today. Can you stay an extra shift?" Clara nodded, forcing a smile. "Of course, Mrs. Thompson. I'll do whatever it takes." As she poured coffee for a group of regulars, her thoughts drifted to her mother. The woman who had taught her the importance of kindness and perseverance was now frail and weary. Clara promised herself that she would do everything in her power to care for her. One rainy afternoon, while Clara hurried home after a long shift, she stumbled upon an art gallery hosting an exhibition. The vibrant colors and strokes of genius captured her attention. She had always loved painting, but life had pushed that passion aside. "Beautiful, isn't it?" A voice interrupted her thoughts. Clara turned to see a tall woman with an air of elegance. "Yes, it is," she replied, her heart aching with desire for a world she had almost forgotten. "I am Isabella," the woman said, extending her hand. "I am the curator here. Do you paint?" "I used to," Clara admitted. "But I haven't had the time lately." Isabella's eyes sparkled with understanding. Art is a way to express what lies within us that can heal and inspire, even in the darkest moments. Clara felt a glimmer of hope. "I used to find solace in it, but life has been overwhelming." "You're not alone in your struggles," Isabella said softly. "Would you like to join our community art project? It could be a chance for you to reclaim that part of yourself." Clara hesitated. Could she spare the time? Yeah, there was something magnetic in Isabella's presence, a warmth that pulled her toward the possibility of healing. "I'll think about it," Clara said finally, her heart racing with a mix of fear and excitement. As days turned into weeks, Clara found herself drawn back to the gallery, enticed by the camaraderie of fellow artists. Each brushstroke felt like a release, a way to let go of the burdens she carried. She painted not only for herself, but also for her mother, hoping to capture the vibrant spirit that once radiated from her. One evening, while the group gathered for a critique session, Clara unveiled her latest piece. It depicted a mother and daughter sitting beneath the sprawling branches of a tree, their faces glowing with joy. The strokes danced across the canvas, revealing her deepest emotions. "Wow, Clara, this is incredible," a fellow artist exclaimed. "You've captured such love and light." Tears brimmed in Clara's eyes as she felt their warmth envelop her. "Thank you, it means a lot." Isabella approached her, a proud smile on her face. "You have a gift, Clara. You should share it with the world." "Maybe," Clara whispered, her heart still tethered by doubt. She wanted to believe, but the reality of her situation loomed large. That Saturday, the gallery hosted an open house. Clara hesitated before stepping inside, but Isabella's encouragement echoed in her mind. The room buzzed with energy as attendees admired the art. Clara's work hung prominently, and she stood by it nervously, watching people's reactions. "Amazing," a woman exclaimed, pointing at Clara's painting. "It speaks volumes about love and resilience." Clara's heart soared as she heard the praise, yet her mind wandered back to her mother. She could hardly afford groceries, let alone art supplies. The thought suffocated her joy. Isabella, sensing Clara's turmoil, approached. "What is on your mind?" "I want to continue painting, but I am struggling," Clara admitted. "I can't afford to buy supplies, and my mother needs so much care." Isabella listened intently, her expression sympathetic. "Have you thought about applying for grants? There are organizations that support artists with financial needs." Clara shook her head. "I wouldn't even know where to start." "I can help you," Isabella offered. "You deserve this chance. You have a voice, and I want to see you use it." Clara felt a rush of gratitude. "Thank you, Isabella. I don't know if I can do it." "You already are," Isabella said, her voice firm yet kind. "You are showing up, and that is the first step." With renewed determination, Clara sought help from Isabella. They spent countless evenings researching grants and programs that could alleviate her burden. Each day felt like a step forward, even as hurdles arose. When Clara received her first small grant, a mixture of disbelief and hope flooded her heart. With the funds, she bought paints and canvases, finally giving herself permission to dream. "Clara, this is just the beginning." Isabella cheered when she heard the news. "With your talent, you can achieve so much more." But Clara's reality soon hit again. Her mother's health worsened, and Clara found herself torn between her responsibilities and her dreams. The weight of her dual life loomed like a shadow, clouding her newfound optimism. One afternoon, after another exhausting day at the diner, Clara returned home to find her mother sitting in the garden. The evening sun bathed the flowers in golden light, but Clara's heart sank as she noticed the frailty in her mother's frame. "Clara, I've been meaning to tell you something," her mother began, her voice weak but steady. "You should pursue your art. I see your passion." "I can see, Mom. You need me here," Clara choked out, feeling a mixture of guilt and love. "You are my strength, but you must also be true to yourself," her mother whispered. "Promise me you'll paint and share your heart with the world." Tears streamed down Clara's face. "I promise, Mom, I'll do it for you." With renewed purpose, Clara dove into her art like never before. She poured her love and struggles into every canvas, each piece more powerful than the last. Her talent began to attract attention, and soon Isabella encouraged her to enter a prestigious competition. "You have a chance to showcase your work, Clara. It could change everything," Isabella urged. "And no, I can see," Clara stammered. "What if I fail?" "Failure is a part of growth," Isabella reassured her. "But if you don't try, you'll never know what you can achieve. You have the heart of a warrior." Days turned into sleepless nights as Clara worked tirelessly on her submission. She poured every ounce of emotion into her painting, reflecting her journey of struggle, love, and hope. The deadline approached, and as Clara stood before her finished piece, she felt a mix of fear and exhilaration. This wasn't just a painting, it was her story, her resilience laid bare on the canvas. With trembling hands, she submitted her work, and the waiting began. Each day felt like an eternity, a test of her patience and determination. Clara's life continued, but the nagging hope in her heart refused to fade. Then came the day she'd been waiting for, an email notification that made her heart race. Clara opened it, her breath catching in her throat. "Dear Clara, we are pleased to inform you," it began, and she felt her heart leap as hope surged through her veins. In that moment, she realized life was a tapestry woven with struggles and triumphs, each thread telling a story of resilience. Yet, deep within her heart, one truth remained: this was just the beginning of a journey she never could have imagined. As Clara walked toward her future, she carried with her the lessons learned from the past and the promise she had made to her mother. Hope blossomed anew, filling her spirit with the beauty of what was yet to come. Clara stood by the window, the sunlight filtering through the curtains, casting a warm glow on the walls of her small apartment. Each ray filled her with a sense of purpose, a reminder of the promise she made to her mother to chase her dreams relentlessly. Days turned into weeks, and the competition faded into the background of her mind as life continued to press upon her shoulders like an unyielding weight. Her mother's health remained precarious, and the responsibilities of her jobs consumed every waking moment. Yet Clara found refuge in her painting, a small sanctuary where she could breathe and create. One evening, after a grueling shift at the diner, Clara returned home to find her mother asleep on the couch, a soft blanket draped over her frail body. The sight tugged at Clara's heart. She tiptoed into the kitchen and brewed a cup of herbal tea, her mind racing with thoughts of how she could alleviate her mother's burden. As she gazed at her unfinished canvas in the corner, the vibrant colors seemed to call to her. In that moment, the desire to share her work with the world reignited a flicker of hope within her. But it was quickly extinguished by the relentless reality of her situation. The next day, Clara received an unexpected phone call. The voice on the other end was familiar, yet filled with a sense of urgency. "Clara, it's Isabella. I have some exciting news." Clara's heart raced. "What is it?" "You were selected as a finalist in the competition. You have to come to the gallery for an interview." A moment of silence enveloped Clara, disbelief washing over her. "Me, a finalist?" "Yes, this is your chance to shine." Isabella's enthusiasm radiated through the phone. "I don't know if I can." Clara stammered, her mind swirling with self-doubt. "Clara, you've worked so hard. This is your moment. Don't let fear hold you back," Isabella encouraged. Taking a deep breath, Clara made a decision. "Okay, I'll be there." She hung up the phone, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and fear. As she prepared for the interview, Clara meticulously chose her outfit, wanting to present herself as a professional artist, not just the waitress she felt she was. She practiced her talking points in front of the mirror, trying to quell the anxiety building in her chest. When she arrived at the gallery, the air was electric with anticipation. Artists mingled, their laughter echoing off the walls adorned with vibrant artwork. Clara's eyes darted around, taking in the talent surrounding her, each piece a testament to hard work and dreams. Clara. Isabella appeared, her eyes sparkling with pride. You made it. Just remember to breathe and be yourself. As Clara stepped into the interview room, she felt a wave of apprehension wash over her. The panel of judges sat before her, their expressions serious yet open. Welcome, Clara. We were impressed by your submission, one judge began. Can you tell us about the inspiration behind your piece? Clara felt her heart race. It represents my journey, my struggles, my love for my mother, and the hope that keeps me going. She spoke passionately, her voice steadying as she poured her heart out. Art has always been my refuge, a place where I can express what words cannot. The judges nodded, their expressions softening. Clara could see a flicker of understanding in their eyes, and it bolstered her confidence. Thank you for sharing that with us, another judge said kindly. Art is a powerful way of connecting us all, and your piece certainly does that. After the interview, Clara stepped outside, feeling lighter than air. For the first time in a long while, she felt a sense of possibility, like the world was opening its arms to her. But the victory was short-lived. As she returned home, she found her mother still asleep on the couch. The stark reality of her mother's condition struck her hard. Mom, Clara whispered, kneeling beside her. You should really be in bed. Her mother stirred, eyes fluttering open. Clara, how did it go, dear? I think it went well. Clara smiled, but the worry etched on her mother's face made her heart sink. Promise me you'll take care of yourself too. My love, her mother murmured, reaching for Clara's hand. I will, Mom, I promise. Clara's voice wavered, both of them aware of the fragility of their situation. Days passed, and the competition results loomed ahead like a distant star, glittering with hope. Clara poured herself into her artwork, determined to make each piece more meaningful than the last. But the weight of her responsibilities never ceased to press upon her. One evening, after finishing a late shift, Clara received a knock at her door. She opened it to find Isabella standing there, a wide smile on her face. Clara, I couldn't wait any longer. I had to see you. Isabella, what is going on? Clara asked, her heart racing. Let us celebrate. You're a finalist. We need to get you ready for the big reveal. Clara's heart swelled, but then the memories of her mother's struggle crept in. I don't know if I can. Of course, you can't. We'll make this about you, your art, your voice. You deserve it, Isabella insisted, pulling Clara into a warm embrace. With Isabella's encouragement, Clara found herself at a small art supply store, surrounded by vibrant colors and canvases that stretched her imagination. It felt like stepping into a dream, her heart racing with possibilities. Let us get you what you need for your next piece, Isabella said, her eyes shining with excitement. They spent hours exploring the store, Clara's laughter ringing out as she picked out brushes and paints. For the first time in ages, she felt free, unburdened by her worries, if only for a moment. As they returned to the gallery, Clara turned to Isabella. You've been a lifeline for me. I don't know how to thank you. Isabella smiled warmly. You are doing it right now by believing in yourself. That is all I want for you. The night of the competition arrived, and Clara's heart raced with anticipation. The gallery buzzed with energy, filled with art lovers, critics, and aspiring artists. Clara's piece hung prominently, a beacon of hope amid the vibrant chaos. She stood nervously beside it, her eyes sweeping over the crowd, recognizing a few familiar faces from her diner. Among them was Mrs. Thompson, who had been a steadfast source of support throughout Clara's journey. Clara, your painting is magnificent, Mrs. Thompson exclaimed, tears of pride glistening in her eyes. You've truly captured the spirit of resilience. Thank you, Clara managed, her heart swelling with gratitude. As the night unfolded, Clara shared her story with the guests, recounting her struggles, her mother's illness, and how art had breathed life back into her soul. She saw empathy in her eyes, a connection forged through shared experiences of pain and hope. Finally, the moment arrived of the announcement of the winner. Clara's heart thundered in her chest as the head judge stepped onto the stage, microphone in hand. Tonight, we celebrate not only artistic talent, but also the strength of the human spirit. The winner of this competition, whose work embodies resilience and hope, is... Clara held her breath, her entire being focused on the moment. "Clara," the judge announced, and the world erupted into applause. Shock coursed through her, a mixture of disbelief and joy engulfing her. Clara felt tears streaming down her cheeks as she stepped onto the stage, the weight of her journey lifting, replaced by warmth and love from the crowd. "I didn't do this alone," Clara said, her voice trembling. "This is for my mother, for everyone who believes in the power of art to heal." As the applause thundered around her, Clara knew she had crossed a threshold. She had chosen to stand in her truth, to embrace her passion, and to allow her spirit to soar. In the days that followed, Clara's life transformed. She received offers to showcase her artwork, along with financial support for her mother's medical care. With each new opportunity, Clara felt the strength of her journey resonate deeply within her. Isabella remained her guiding light, encouraging Clara to share her story in hopes of inspiring others. They organized workshops for aspiring artists facing adversity, creating a community that mirrored the warmth Clara had found in the gallery. With every brushstroke, Clara found a deeper connection to her purpose. She painted not just for herself but for others who felt lost in their struggles. Each canvas became a testament to their resilience, a reminder that beauty exists even amidst chaos. Through her art, Clara discovered that hope was not merely a flicker but a flame that could illuminate even the darkest corners of life. And as she painted, she carried her mother's spirit with her, a reminder of the love that fueled her journey. One evening, as Clara stood before her easel, she glanced at a photo of her mother on the wall, a smile gracing her lips. "Thank you, Mom," she whispered, knowing. Clara felt an overwhelming sense of purpose as she stood in front of her canvas, the vibrant colors of her paints reflecting the inner light she had discovered amid the darkness. Her recent victory in the art competition had opened doors she once only dreamed of, yet she knew her journey was just beginning. Every brushstroke now felt like a sacred act, a way to breathe life into her hopes while honoring her mother's unwavering strength. "Clara, you've got to tell your story," Isabella had said the night of the competition, her eyes shimmering with excitement. "People need to hear about your journey, about your art. You can inspire so many." But the thought left Clara feeling vulnerable. "What if they don't relate? What if I fail again?" she had replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "Failure is part of growth, my dear." Isabella smiled gently. "Your story is one of resilience. You're not alone in this. You'd be surprised how many people will resonate with your struggles." With those words etched in her heart, Clara began her mission. She started by sharing her experiences on social media, posting pictures of her artwork alongside snippets of her story. Day by day, the responses poured in, messages of encouragement and gratitude from people she had never met before. Clara's heart swelled with warmth as she read each comment, a gentle reminder that her vulnerability was a gift, not a weakness. One afternoon, as she scrolled through her messages, she noticed one that stood out. The young woman named Ava had shared her own story of struggle. Ava wrote about her battles with depression and how she had turned to art as a form of therapy. Clara felt an instant connection, and she decided to reach out. "Hi, Ava," Clara typed, her fingers trembling slightly. "I just read your message, and I wanted to say you're not alone. Your strength inspires me. Would you like to meet up? I'd love to hear more about your journey." To her delight, Ava responded within minutes, and they arranged to meet at a coffee shop near the gallery. When Clara walked in that Saturday, she spotted Ava sitting by the window, her eyes bright and hopeful despite the shadows of her past. "Clara, it is so nice to finally meet you," Ava exclaimed, a wide grin spreading across her face. "You too," Clara replied, feeling the warmth of camaraderie. They settled into their seats, steaming cups in hand. As they exchanged stories, Clara learned that Ava had faced isolation and self-doubt, often feeling like she was drowning in a world that overlooked her struggles. "But painting, it saved me," Ava confessed, her voice growing stronger. "It gave me a way to express everything I couldn't say. It was my refuge." Clara felt a surge of understanding. "That is exactly how I feel. When I paint, I can escape and find my voice amidst the chaos of life." In that moment, surrounded by the aroma of fresh coffee and the sounds of laughter, Clara felt the walls she had built around her heart begin to crumble. They spent hours discussing their dreams, their fears, and the uncomfortable realities of life. By the end of their meeting, they had formed a bond, a friendship rooted in understanding and shared experiences. "Let us create something together," Ava suggested, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Maybe we could organize a community workshop. We can invite others to express their stories through art." Clara's heart raced at the idea. "I love that. It can be a safe space for everyone to share and heal." And so, with renewed determination, they began their journey to create the workshop, pouring their hearts into planning every detail. They called it Voices in Color, a title that encapsulated their shared mission to provide an outlet for those who felt unheard. As the days turned into weeks, Clara's life became a whirlwind of activity. She balanced her waitress job, her art, and her commitment to the workshop, all the while managing her mother's care. But with every challenge, she felt a surge of hope, knowing that her art was creating ripples in the lives of others. The day of the first workshop finally arrived, and Clara felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. The gallery buzzed with energy as people began to arrive, each one bringing their unique stories and struggles. Clara and Ava welcomed them with open arms, inviting everyone to feel seen and heard. As the workshop began, Clara stood before the group, her heart pounding. Thank you all for being here. This space is meant for you to express your emotions through art, to share your stories without fear of judgment. A nervous silence enveloped the room for a moment, and Clara felt her heart race. But then, someone raised their hand. I've never done anything like this before, a young man spoke, his voice shaky. What if I am not good enough? Clara smiled gently. This isn't about perfection, it is about your journey. Each brushstroke tells your story, and that is what makes it beautiful. The young man nodded, and slowly others followed suit. One by one, they opened up, sharing their lives and the struggles that weighed them down. Clara watched as they poured their hearts onto the canvas, creating a tapestry of raw emotions that filled the room with warmth and camaraderie. As the workshop progressed, Clara was amazed at how each person found their voice. Their art reflected not only their pain but also their resilience, capturing the beauty of their journeys. Laughter and tears mingled in the air as they connected through their shared experiences, the bonds of understanding forming stronger than any pain. After the workshop, Clara received heartfelt messages from participants expressing their gratitude. I never thought I could share my story like this, one woman wrote. Thank you for creating a space where I felt safe and accepted. Clara felt the glow of purpose, knowing that she was giving others what she once sought, a sense of belonging and the freedom to express their truth. As she and Ava reviewed the feedback, it was clear that their efforts had blossomed into something beautiful. Clara, we're remaking a difference, Ava said, her eyes shimmering with tears. This is just the beginning. With renewed vigor, they planned future workshops, bringing together more people who needed to feel heard. Clara's artwork began to reflect this new chapter, her canvases bursting with colors that symbolized hope and resilience. But amidst her rising success, there were still challenges. Clara's mother's health continued to decline, and with each passing day, Clara felt the weight of worry settle heavily on her shoulders. She would rush home after her shifts, her heart aching at the sight of her mother's frail body. One evening, after a long day of workshops, Clara returned home to find her mother sitting in her favorite armchair, a soft blanket wrapped around her. The evening sun cast a warm glow around them, but Clara could see the tiredness etched on her mother's face. Mom, how are you feeling? Clara asked, kneeling beside her chair. I am okay, sweetheart, her mother replied, but Clara could sense the underlying fatigue. I've been thinking about you and your art. I am so proud of what you're doing. Thank you, Mom, Clara said, her voice trembling with emotion. But I can't help but worry. I want to take care of you. Her mother reached out, holding Clara's hand with a gentle grip. You are taking care of me, my love, by following your dreams and sharing your gifts. You are giving me the greatest joy. Promise me you'll keep painting. I promise, Clara whispered, tears brimming in her eyes. She leaned down, resting her head on her mother's lap, the love between them a powerful reminder of their bond. As weeks turned into months, Clara balanced managing her mother's care and her flourishing art career. She learned to navigate the complexities of life, leaning into her support system Isabella, Ava, and newfound friends who shared similar journeys. Then, one day, as Clara was preparing for her next exhibition, she received an unexpected call. It was Isabella, her voice filled with excitement. Clara, I have a proposal for you. I want to create a charity auction featuring your art. The funds will go towards supporting artists in need, just like you once were. Clara's heart raced. Are you serious? I can't believe it. That is incredible. We can create a beautiful evening where people not only appreciate your talent but also contribute to a greater cause, Isabella explained. Your art has touched so many already. Let us make a difference together. The idea ignited a fire within Clara. She poured herself into the planning, creating pieces that reflected her journey and the journeys of those who had inspired her. Each canvas became a tribute to resilience, a celebration of hope amidst adversity. On the night of the auction, Clara stood beside her artwork, her heart pounding with anticipation. The gallery was alive with laughter and conversations, filled with people eager to support the cause. Clara felt a surge of gratitude for everyone who had believed in her, for the community that had formed around their shared struggles. As the evening progressed, Clara shared her story with attendees, recounting the path that had brought her to this moment. She spoke of her mother's strength, the friendship she had formed, and the beauty of vulnerability in art. "Your stories inspire me," Clara said, her voice steady. "Together, we can create a ripple effect of resilience and hope. Let us show the world that our struggles can lead to something beautiful." With each bid placed on her artwork, Clara felt a weight lift off her shoulders. Asterisk. She had no money for food, and the Heiress made him a director. Part 4 asterisk. The auction night buzzed with anticipation, the air thick with excitement and purpose. Clara stood in her corner of the gallery, a heart racing as she observed the attendees mingling among the vibrant artworks. Each painting on the wall held a story, a piece of her heart, a testament to struggle and resilience. "Clara, you look amazing." Ava beamed, weaving through the crowd with a glass of sparkling water in hand. "You restart tonight." Clara managed to smile, but her nose tightened her stomach. "I just hope they connect with my work," she replied, glancing at the canvases that had become her voice. "I want them to feel something." "They will," Ava assured her, her unwavering faith radiating warmth. "Your art speaks volumes. Just look around. People are drawn to you." As the evening unfolded, Clara found herself lost in conversations, sharing her story, listening to others, and encouraging those who expressed their own struggles. Each interaction felt like a thread weaving a tapestry of connection and understanding, binding them all together. "Excuse me, Clara," the woman with curly hair approached, her eyes glistening. "I just wanted to say how much your painting touched me. It reminded me of my own journey." "Thank you," Clara responded genuinely, feeling a swell of gratitude. "It means a lot to hear that. Art has a way of connecting us, doesn't it?" "Yes, I lost my brother last year, and creating art helped me cope. Your piece gave me hope that I can still find beauty in the pain," the woman said, her voice trembling. In that moment, Clara realized the power her art held, not just for herself, but for others navigating their own storms. "Thank you for sharing that with me. I believe our experiences shape us, and it's okay to find beauty even in the darkest places." As the night progressed, Clara's confidence began to blossom. She felt the warmth of community enveloping her, a reminder that she was not alone in her battles. Each conversation was a thread, strengthening the fabric of shared experiences. At last, the time arrived for the auction to commence. The head judge stepped onto the stage, a microphone in hand, and the room fell silent. Clara's heart raced as she waited, every beat echoing the hope that had led her to this moment. "Welcome, everyone, to our charity auction," the judge began, his voice steady. "Tonight, we celebrate not just the artistry displayed here, but the profound stories that lie behind each piece. Our first artist is Clara, whose journey has inspired many." Clara's breath hitched, her heart swelling with emotion. She stepped forward, grasping the edge of the podium. "Thank you for being here. My art is a reflection of my life's journey, filled with struggles but bursting with hope. I paint to honor my mother, who has always been my greatest supporter." The audience listened intently as Clara shared snippets of her story, her voice growing steadier with every word. "Life has a way of testing us, but through art, I've rediscovered resilience and the strength in vulnerability. I hope my work resonates with you as it has with me." As she spoke, Clara felt tears prick at the corners of her eyes. The emotions she had poured into her paintings danced through her words, and she could see the impact on the faces around her. They were nodding, their expressions reflecting understanding and empathy. "Let us begin with Clara's first piece," the judge continued, gesturing toward her painting, a vibrant canvas capturing a mother and daughter entwined in a garden of light and color. "Bids start at $200. Who will begin?" The auctioneer raised the paddle, and Clara's heart raced as the bids began to flow. Each number shouted felt like a lifeline, promised that her dreams were tangible, that someone valued her story. 200, 300, 400. The numbers climbed, and Clara's hopes lifted with each increase. 500, shouted a man from the back, and Clara's heart soared. This wasn't just about the money, it was about validation, about being seen. When the bidding concluded, Clara stood breathless as her first piece sold for a staggering amount. The warmth of accomplishment washed over her like sunlight breaking through the clouds. "Congratulations, Clara, that was incredible," Ov exclaimed as Clara stepped off the stage, her face glowing. "I can't believe it." Clara breathed, her heart still racing. "I've never experienced anything like this." "Just wait until you see how the others do. Your work is so powerful," Ava replied, her excitement infectious. As the auction continued, Clara's other pieces drew enthusiastic bids as well. The energy in the room was palpable, each transaction a reminder that her art was making a difference. As the last painting sold, the crowd erupted into applause, and Clara stood at the front, overwhelmed with gratitude. She glanced at Isabella, who beamed with pride, tears of joy gleaming in her eyes. "Clara, this is just the beginning," Isabella proclaimed, wrapping her arms around her. "You've touched so many lives tonight." "I never expected this," Clara admitted, her voice thick with emotion. "I just wanted to share my story." "Exactly, and you've done that beautifully. Your journey resonates with so many. It's incredible," Isabella replied as she squeezed Clara's shoulder reassuringly. Amidst the celebrations, Clara was approached by a man in a tailored suit. "Excuse me, Clara. I am James, a director at an art foundation dedicated to supporting emerging artists. Your work is remarkable, and I'd love to discuss a potential collaboration." Clara's breath caught in her throat. "A collaboration?" she echoed, her mind racing. "Yes, we're looking for artists to mentor and support through grants and exhibitions. Your story and talent would be a perfect fit for what we aim to achieve," James explained, his enthusiasm evident. I would love to. When can we meet?" Clara stammered, her heart dancing with excitement. "Let's set something up for next week. I can't wait to see what we can create together," he beamed, handing her a business card. As the evening drew to a close, Clara stood outside the gallery, the night sky twinkling with stars above her. She felt a mixture of triumph and disbelief. Everything she had fought for was materializing before her eyes. "Are you ready for this?" Ava asked, standing beside her, a wide grin plastered on her face. "You're going to change lives, Clara. I can feel it." "I just want to honor my mother and inspire others," Clara replied, the weight of her mother's spirit guiding her every move. As they walked home, Clara's heart brimmed with hope. She couldn't shake the feeling that her journey was only beginning, that the threads of her story were weaving a tapestry that would connect her to countless others. In the days that followed, Clara dove into her work with renewed purpose. She continued to share her art and story, utilizing social media to reach wider audiences. Each message she received reaffirmed her belief in the power of vulnerability and creativity. One evening, as she prepared for her next workshop with Ava, Clara received an unexpected call from her mother's doctor. Clara's stomach dropped. She had been dreading this call. "Clara, I am afraid I have some difficult news about your mother," the doctor said gently. Clara held her breath, fear creeping into her heart. "How is she?" "We need to discuss her treatment options moving forward. It is time to consider hospice care." The doctor's voice was steady but compassionate. Tears streamed down Clara's cheeks. No, not yet. She has been so strong. I can tell. I understand this is hard, Clara, but we need to focus on her comfort," the doctor offered, his voice filled with empathy. Clara hung up the phone, her heart shattered. She felt a void opening in her chest, a desperate ache for the woman who had poured love and strength into her life. The weight of her reality threatened to crush her spirit. "Clara." Ava's voice broke through the fog. "What is wrong?" I just got off the phone with the doctor," Clara managed, her voice trembling. "They want to talk about hospice care for my mom." Ava's eyes widened, understanding flooding her face. "Oh, Clara, I am so sorry. I don't know how to face this. I thought we had more time," Clara whispered, her heart aching. "What if I lose her? She is my inspiration." "Clara," Ava said gently, taking her hand. "You are not losing her. She is still here and she is proud of you. You can honor her by being present, by sharing your love." "But how can I focus on my art when I am so afraid?" Clara cried, the tears flowing freely. "Art is your refuge. It is what connects you to her spirit. You can channel your feelings into your work," Ava encouraged. "She wants you to keep creating, to keep inspiring others." Clara took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. "You were right. I need to paint. She wouldn't want me to stop living." Ava nodded, her eyes filled with determination. "Let us do it together. We'll create a piece that honors her, that reflects the